The age-old debate over which control system is superior for playing first-person shooters, keyboard and mouse versus traditional gamepad, has been raging for what seems like decades. While opinions differ, of course, the consensus among competitive gamers has been more or less unanimous. The mouse has unmatched precision, while console players prefer the comfort and ergonomics of the gamepad for extended gaming periods on the couch instead of sitting at a desk. Some of us have leaned towards the old-school corner of keyboard and mouse for most of our gaming lives, owning our Twitch shooting skills in the ruthless servers of Counter-Strike. Once Halo came along, we found it frustrating when we would play with friends and get shot to pieces. And then Call of Duty appeared on the scene and it only got worse. With a gamepad, you simply can't whip around to check your 6 quick enough, and lining up iron sights seems so clunky in comparison. The theory's been proven plenty of times with keyboard and mouse players facing off against gamepad players in games like Battlefield 4. On the flip side, we've learned to appreciate gamepads in third-person cover shooters like Gears of War, and open-world sandboxes like Fallout 3. Any game that relied heavily on stealth, we also found more fluid with thumbsticks because our success depended on movement rather than constantly aiming for the elusive headshot. The clash of the two peripherals really came to a head last year when we played Wolfenstein: The New Order. Stealth was a large part of the game, but all our firefights were almost inevitable. For the first time, we had to resort to awkwardly exchanging controls from the gamepad to the keyboard and mouse when the Robo-Nazis detected our presence. It was the only way we could beat certain levels on the hard setting that we would like to play on. Had it really come to this? One of our writers here at Simonics was recently invited to the EB Games Managers Conference in Whistler to take a look at some of the products hitting video game shelves this season. In between sessions of Star Wars Battlefront and a very exciting look at PlayStation VR, we arrived at Valve's booth to sample the much-anticipated final version of the Steam controller for the first time. Gone was the right thumbstick, in place was a touchpad with haptic feedback. The Steam rep talked us through how the touchpad could swing around our view on the vertical axis with a swipe, and every button and pad could be mapped to exactly what we wanted. Playing around 10 minutes of Borderlands the pre-sequel, we finally began to find the groove of the Steam controller. The subtle rolling of our thumbs felt considerably more accurate than the Xbox 360 controller that plugs into our PC. But is the Steam controller perfect? Far from it. We still yearn for the laser precision of good old mouse days every time we look down the iron sights. But with more and more stealth and cover gameplay elements making their way into the FPS genre, and the Steam Link liberating bulky desktop PC gaming into the living room, this just may be the solution we've been waiting for. Only time will tell.